So today I decided to go to the basketball court for exercise. So a few days ago, I purchased a basketball. And the reason why I got it is because I just wanted other ways to exercise besides lifting weights or walking and jogging. So I haven't played basketball in a long time. Like, I'm really bad at it right now. I wouldn't get on the court and try to play somebody one-on-one because they'll probably whoop my behind. And I know that. So today, I went on the court, started shooting the ball around, missed a lot of times. And every time I miss, I kind of look around, see who's looking, see who saw it. And, I realized that when you don't do something for a long time, or you don't do something often, you're not going to be good at it, and that's okay. And the reason why it's okay is because the only things that you are going to be good at in life are the things that you do often. You're only going to receive results out of the things that you do often. So I'm out there playing basketball, and another guy comes in and joins me while we out there shooting. So he's shooting his ball, I'm shooting my ball. So I start shooting the ball long range, meaning that I go far away from the goal, behind the three-point line, and just shoot. So there was a moment in there where my technique was on and everything was on point, where I was just making like maybe 5 or 6 shots in a row. And a feeling came over me that I haven't felt in a long time. And I have not felt confident in a long time. And if you ever played basketball or did any type of sport or game, and once you get in the rhythm and you start making them shots back to back to back, like, you start getting this feeling inside of your spirit where you feel like you're untouchable. You feel like you're untouchable. And then it gets so the feeling gets so much in you that you start getting overconfident, and then you start missing the balls. You start missing your shots because you allowed that spirit to overtake you and make you feel like you're untouchable. And what I realize is that I don't feel like that many times. I don't feel like that much in life. Like, I don't feel that feeling of hitting the shots and they going in back to back to back to back to back. And that's a feeling that I want to feel more often. And what I realize is that life is just like going on the basketball court and you haven't played in a long time. At first, when you start, you're gonna miss some shots, and you're gonna be looking around to see who's looking, and it's gonna matter to you who see you fail. It's gonna matter to you how many shots you miss. But when you get in a rhythm of whatever it is that you're doing, all those fears of what people think, all those fears of missing go away. So after shooting the ball, after getting in the rhythm, after losing the rhythm, I started shooting the ball, and it started to not hit the rim or the backboard at all. And it started to bounce over the gate. So I had to go around the gate maybe like 20 times to go and get the ball because I completely missed the rim and it went over the gate. And the guy that I was playing with, they would laugh when they go over the gate, because every time I go over the gate, I got to go over the gate. So we all laughed about it. But the reason why the ball was going over the gate is because I was shooting long range. And when you shoot long range, it takes a little bit more skill because you got to know how much force to put behind the ball. You got to hold the ball in the right place, and you also have to flick the wrist the right way in order to get the ball to spin at a certain ratio so it can go into the goal, go into the hoop. So I started shooting it long range, and the majority of the time it would go over the gate, and I understood it was going over the gate. But the guys that I was playing with, they wasn't really shooting long range. They were just shooting where they know that they can make it because they were playing it safe. So it was one time I was going around the gate to go and get the ball after I'm completely missing the hoop. And it was this guy that was working out on a workout machine, and he said, man, you going over here more than you going over there. You going around the gate more than you in the gate. And I say, yeah, I'm shooting long range. But it made me realize that after you live life, after you shoot your shots, miss, people see you fail. After you get in a rhythm, you win and people see you win. There has to come a point in time in your life where you shoot your shots and you don't care what people think. You shoot your shots not because you're trying to make it every time, but you're shooting your shots because you're not trying to play it safe. You rather hit the 3 than to hit the 2. You rather believe in yourself than to play it safe. So after walking around that gate over 20 times to go and get the ball after missing the entire goal, I decided to go and work out. So I started lifting weights, and I started thinking about what I'm talking to you right now about how the feeling that you get when you in the rhythm, the feeling that you get when you winning. You want everybody to see you win. When you winning, you looking to see who see me winning. When you go and get that new truck, you looking to see who, you want people to see you in it. When you get that new job, you want to tell everybody I got a new job. But when you get that position that you always want, you want to tell people that you're in that position. But how do you feel about yourself when you miss? How do you feel about yourself when you don't have that job? How do you feel about yourself when you have to go around the gate 20 times because you missed the entire goal to go and get the ball that flew across the field? How do you feel about yourself in those moments? And that made me realize that it is moments in life where you're going to be shooting, you're going to be missing. It's going to be people watching you fail. It's going to be people watch you win. But at the end of the day, it's not about people watching you. It's not about other people. It's about you. How you feel when you shooting these shots. How you feel when you miss these shots. How is your confidence when you're not winning, when your technique is off? How do you feel inside? Now, some people, when they miss or they lose, they go sit on the bench. They sit on the sideline and watch other people play. And then some people, when they miss, when they lose, they just keep playing. They just keep playing. And I think that's the moral of the story. It don't matter if you winning or you losing. What matters is how do you feel when you're doing both, when you're winning and losing? How do you feel when you're not on the court? How do you feel when nobody's paying you no attention? How do you feel when people counting you out? How do you feel when you're making it? How do you feel when you're losing it? Those are the things that we don't really pay attention to, because a lot of times we play life safe. We're doing things that we've always been doing. We let our limitations limit us. We think ourselves out of pushing ourselves further than what we used to where we used to go. We don't push ourselves past our limits. And when we go to something that's unfamiliar, we play it safe. These other guys, when they came on the court, when they first came out, they were playing it safe. You're going to shoot all of the shots in all of the spots that you're used to shooting, because you know you're more likely to make the goal. But nobody's willing to shoot long distance, because that walk that you got to take around that fence is long when you miss. When you every time you walk around that fence, every time you miss, somebody watching you. Somebody gonna say something. But you got to understand, when you shooting long range, you ain't gonna always hit the target. You got to understand that when you shooting long range, you're not shooting long range to hit it every time. Because you ain't gonna hit it every time. But you will hit it if you keep shooting. You will hit it if you keep shooting. But you can't worry about pleasing people. You can't worry about how people see you. You got to see yourself. You got to see yourself. You got to have a solid mind. You got to see yourself the same, whether you're winning or whether you're losing. You have to see yourself the same. You can't be ashamed of how you are when you're not winning. But most people are ashamed of how they are when they're not winning. So they hide. So they don't shoot the shot. They're not going to go down the court. They're not going to go long range. They're not going to go for the three. They're going to go for the layup. So don't get so caught up in the feelings of things. Because feelings come and go. I mean, just because you can play basketball and just because you can shoot a basketball does not mean that that basketball is going to obey you every time. Because once it leaves your hands, you have no control over it. The only thing you got control over is your own physical body. What are you willing to do with it? How far are you willing to push it? If you don't succeed, are you willing to try it again?